Hello everyone. In this video we are going to be looking at operation of functions, in this case addition, so adding functions. In order to do this we're going to need some functions. In this particular problem we're given two different functions, f of x, which is 3x squared minus 5x plus 6, and g of x, which is 8x minus 7. So we're going to want to add these two together. And the way we're going to know we want to add them together is going to be the way they write the problem. In the left side here, we have f plus g of x, or it could be written the way it's on the right, which is f of x plus g of x. You can see it both ways. They mean the same thing. It's just a different way of writing it. The key here being that there's an addition sign between the two different functions f and g. So that's how we know that we're going to add these two functions. So when I'm adding functions, what I like to do is first just write them down. I have f plus g of x, so I'm going to take the f function, which is 3x squared minus 5x plus 6, and I'm going to put that in a set of parentheses, and then I'm going to add to that g of x, which is 8x minus 7. Now, in this case, I put these functions in parentheses. Mathematically, it's not going to really change the way that we add these, but it will when we start doing subtraction. So it's good to get into good habits, and this way it kind of keeps things a little nicer and neater. Okay, so what I want to do first is I want to add these together. And the way we do that is we find like terms. And the way I know they're like terms is they have the same exact combination of variables and exponents. So the way I like to go about this is just take a look at the first term that I see, which is 3x squared. So when I'm looking at this 3x squared, I want to then go through the rest of the terms here and see if there are any other x squared terms. And we'll notice there are not. So there's nothing I can add this 3x squared to. It's going to stay as 3x squared. And then I'm going to go ahead and look at the next term. And the next term is a negative 5x. Now when you're looking at terms, you have to be careful to include the sign to the left of the coefficient. So here it's a 5x, but the sign to the left is a minus, so it's a negative 5x. And then I'm going to look and see if there are any other x terms, in which case there is. We have another x term of 8x. Now, what I like to do is I like to highlight the different terms that we're using. So in this case, I'll highlight them in red. Now, if you don't have an iPad like me, then you're not going to be able to do that. What you can do instead of highlighting is you can use shapes. So maybe I'll circle the x terms. I have a negative 5x and then an 8x. So what I want to do is take the terms and then combine them with the given operation, which is addition. So I have negative 5x plus 8x. So negative 5x plus 8x. The way I combine them is I take the coefficients in front and treat them like a normal number. So a negative 5 plus 8, which is a positive 3, and x. We don't change any of the variables or exponents in this case. And then I want to take a look. So I've used the 3x squared, the negative 5x, the 8x, and see what terms are left over. In this case, I still have this constant term of plus 6. So again, you may want to use shapes instead of highlighting. Maybe use a square now for this. So I have a plus 6, and then I see a minus 7. So I can add those together. 6 plus negative 7 is a negative 1. And then I have the final answer. If I wanted to write it, I could use that notation on the right, or on the left side. F plus g of x equals 3x squared plus 3x minus 1.